Hi everyone, welcome back to Active Mindfulness Tuesday Questions. And I have a question today from Jacinta, who asks, why is it that I practice for a month or so and then I kind of fall off the wagon and stop practicing? So once again, this is a great question because this is something that happens for a lot of people, including me. There are times where I practice less than other times. And certainly over my first few years of practicing meditation, it was much more up and down. Now I'm in a much more steady routine with it, and it's very regular. But for a long time, there would be times where I practiced a lot, and then times where I would hardly practice at all, and I would come back to it. And I just want to say that's normal. That's normal with anything that you're developing. And this is a hard skill to develop because we're asking us to come away from the mind's chatter, to become aware of it, and to bring ourselves back to the present moment so that we can just observe the chatter. And it goes against our natural kind of thing of, I need to think about this, I need to problem solve it, I need to work it out, which we apply to absolutely everything, even if there is no working it out, even if it is just something that we have to go through. So as I said, it's really normal. And part of it is that this is just really difficult. And part of it might be also about habit formation. So habits are hard to form and kind of easy to break when they're good habits and difficult to break when they're bad habits. So one thing that can really help is linking your habit to an established habit. So what I mean by that is putting your meditation practice in at a time that you already have a habit going. So it might be that you decide to practice meditation while cleaning your teeth, where you're going to do it anyway. So you focus very much on the senses during that time, the feeling of the brush in your hand, the sound, the texture in your mouth, the taste in your mouth. And you'll notice your mind wander off, do its own thing. That's just what minds do, it's okay. But you're just going to notice, you're going to observe, become aware of where it's gone, and then guide it back when you're ready to. The other thing that you could do if you want to do a more formal practice, like listening to an audio, is link it to a habit in terms of, I'm going to do this as soon as I've had lunch or before I've had lunch. Something that you're going to do anyway, or particular times of day, like I'm going to do this first thing in the morning when I get up. I'm just going to take 5 mindful breaths, or I'm going to take 5 minutes of just being with my mind, or I'm going to take 5 minutes of just being with this cup of tea or coffee and really experiencing it. The other thing that can be really helpful when putting a habit in place is linking it to a value. So considering that question of, why am I practicing? What do I want it to help me with longer term? So not just to relax in that moment, because who knows what's going to come up. It might be relaxing, it may not be, because mindfulness is about observing what's happening, and that depends on what is happening. But for me, one of the things that's really quite important is developing patience. I'm not a naturally patient person, and I'm using meditation to really develop my sense of patience by noticing and observing the thoughts that get in the way, that kind of trigger me, that bring on that physiological and emotional response that isn't patient, so that I can start building that sense of patience within my life. So finding something that matters for you can be really helpful. I hope that helps. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time.